All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Speed Racing Network. We are back after a couple weeks, just kind of taking off a couple weeks after a couple of championship weeks that we had with a couple leagues. So we are back. We are back to recruiting. We are opening up the Speed Racing Network virtual series. These are 3 leagues. So it's going to be a truck league on Wednesday nights, an Xfinity Cup or Xfinity League on Thursday nights, and a Cup League on Sunday nights. So all these guys are going to be out there racing for a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of money on the line. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. But tonight we are recruiting for the Xfinity League. We are at Michigan. We're going to go 150 miles, so 75 laps tonight, basically one fast repair. And the prize that's out there, there's no entry fee for this, but the prize that's out there is a free entry into the Xfinity race of their choice when we get going in the actual season. So a little bit on the line. I'll tell you, one of the guys that's out there in this league, he is actually the admin of this league, Adam Pettit. Last season, he won one of these recruiting races, or won some money in one of these recruiting races, and he ended up not paying a single dime the entire season because he got that money in that first week and then just kept on getting more and more and more along the way in the league. So you could get in here for free. You can win your entry into the first race. You do well in that first race, you could pay for the rest of the season. So we got a lot of stuff going on. We are happy that everybody's here. Thank you guys so much for coming back with us. We really do appreciate it. This year is going to be bigger than ever. Like I said, 3 leagues. We're maxing it out at 40 racers per league. And I'll tell you, a lot of these leagues are starting to fill up. There are a lot of teams out there that have gotten their teammates together, that we're going to have some new blood in this league. Basically, we had about 40 drivers in season 2 of Mid-South Madness. We are trying to get about 120 drivers in there. So there's definitely going to be some new faces. We are going to see what's going on. But just to kind of tell you what's going on here tonight, this is a recruitment race. So this is just for guys to come in, have a good time, race with some of the guys that raced last season, and just kind of get used to being out there. But we do have recruitment races every week. So today is the 19th. Today is the first week of recruitment. Actually, next week we're going to have it on the 23rd. And then we're going to have it every Thursday after that. So December 3rd, December 10th, December 17th, December 21st, December 28th. So we're going to have a lot of recruitment races. So this is your opportunity to get out here, have some fun with us. And if you win the race, then we can get you an entry into that Xfinity League, into one of those races there. So definitely be on the lookout for that, because we have got just so much stuff going on that it's just going to be an absolute blast. So just kind of join us. There is one fast repair in the Xfinity series, so that is something you need to know. So one fast repair tonight, 75 laps. So you got to kind of be a little bit careful out there on the track. You can't be a little bit crazy. But I'll tell you, out of the guys that we have out there, and we have 26 guys that have currently qualified, I'm looking at maybe a 27th trying to get in to qualify right now. So we're going to have a good little field out there on the track. And looking at some of these names, and we'll get into the names here in just a second, but just looking at some of them, we got some of the old guard, the Danny Setzer, Derek De Silva. They raced with us for the past couple of years. Mike Lepicki, he's out there. He's an incredible driver. Daniel Bowler, he's raced for this past couple of years. Very winning driver there. Devin Zimmerman, same thing for him. He's been with us for a couple of years. Then we have some of the guys, Aaron Gerwitz, Brian O'Shell, who've been with us for 1 year. Bobby Brill have been with us for a year. So a lot of great drivers out here, but man, we got a lot of new names. So we're going to take a look at that and see how we go with some of these guys. So let me take a look really quick and see about how much longer we've got. We got about a minute before we get all gridded up and everything. So, and I did at one point have a screen that kind of talked about next season. I do not have that screen on me right now, so I apologize for that. Out there in the chat already, Brian O'Shell. I don't know how he's texting and driving, or typing and driving, but he says that he needs some TV time. Brian O'Shell, definitely with the Pit Viper car out there, you will get some TV time. I can guarantee you that. That is a sweet car. We absolutely love the mullet out there. Great guy. So we appreciate him being here. But Here you can see Michigan. This is one of my favorite racetracks. Huge racetrack, a lot of room out there. The reason this racetrack was picked is because there's a lot of room. We're going to get some good green flag driving in here tonight. Hopefully we get a good green flag stop in there as well. That kind of shows a little bit of strategy as it gets going. So we're going to see all of that stuff. So out there on the track right now, you can see that number 14 car. That's actually Zachary Taylor. And so he is a new driver to the league this season. And so I can't wait to see what he does. So he's going to be the number 32 on the screen. Looks like he's going to be the number 14 on his car, though. So we're going to get a little bit of that confusion tonight. We'll kind of work our way through it. All right, let's take a look and see, because we've got our grid. So Jason Meeks up front, that's a new driver. So Jason Meeks in the number 22, he'll be up front. Danny Dow. So Danny Dow in second position. He was the champion in season 1 of Mid-South Madness. So happy to have him back. Bobby Brill, the champion of season number 2 of Mid-South Madness. So Jason Meeks already jumping out ahead and really picking a fight with these guys. And so we're going to see how he does with that. But Bobby Brill in that number 1 car, beware of him. He is a tire-saving genius. David Duke, who I would be remiss to not say this. He won the last race of Mid-South Madness Season 2. He did not win the championship, but he won the last race, and he would hate me if I didn't say that. So David Duke in 4th position. Aaron Gerwich from Rev Racing in 5th position. Dustin Buck, another new driver, up in 6th. Mark Peeler, also a new driver, up in 7th. We saw some good laps turn from him during practice. Alan Wernicke, I'm hoping I don't butcher that name, Alan. I apologize if I do. So we're gonna try to get that thing right for you this season, buddy. But he's in the 8th position. Brian Hochel in that Pit Viper car, and we'll show you that really up close and personal here in a second. He is up in 9th. Larry Eddy in 10th, a new driver there. Mark Brown in 11th, also a new driver. And Brad Williams in 12th, another new driver. And in fact, I believe he will be our first international driver in this series if he does join this series. So really cool to have an international driver with us as well. So thank everybody for being out here. We appreciate it. We are going to get this show started here in just a second, as I believe the pace car is going to lead them off here very, very shortly. And so we are going to take a look. Love that look. All those cars just lined up nice and beautiful. There's that number 22 of Jason Meeks out there in the pole position. You can see them shifting up into first. So here we go. We're about to get gridded up and ready. We're going to take one lap around this huge facility, and then we are going to get started. 75 laps here at Michigan. And again, a big track, big tire saving opportunities here. That's something that Bobby Brill, that number 1, is going to love. You can see these cars as they drive off. So there's the number 72. That's Alan Wernicke. There he goes. He just wanted some more screen time. The number 54, that's that Pit Viper car. So we will get to know all these guys a lot closer as they all drive off. And let's get up front with that pace car. And so again, there's the number 22. That is Jason Meeks. So again, new driver. We're glad to have him here with us in that number 22 car. Right next to him on the outside, that is Danny Dow in that number 21 Silverback Tax Solutions car for Team SRN. Now I'll tell you, big news, Danny Dow will not be driving for Team SRN this season. So he will actually be transferring to Rev Racing. So huge news already this season. We're excited to see all the news, although I can tell you with good authority that the team owner of Team SRN was not pleased with that transaction at all. Of course, everybody's all good friends. We have a good time with it, but yeah, there was a little bit of shocking news. So here we come around turns 3 and 4. Then the pace car is going to dip off. Jason Meeks is going to get the start. And again, the winner of this race gets a free entry into the Xfinity race of their choice in next season's Speed Racing Network Virtual Series, Xfinity Series. So here we go, green flag. Jason Meeks gets the start, and he takes off on the bottom. Right up behind him, that is Bobby Brill getting a great restart, or getting a great start, not restart, getting a great start. And Bobby is going to slide there into second place. Danny Dow, a little bit of a wiggle there in that turn, so he's going to lose a spot there. He's going to settle into third. David Duke, his buddy, right behind him. So Danny Dow and David Duke raced together on Team SRN last season for Mid-South Madness Season 2, which is where a lot of these drivers come from. But looks like we've got about 33 cars on the track now, so huge turnout tonight. So really happy to see that. We're going to get some great racing tonight. Now, I will say there are some drivers up top that are highlighted green. That is unfortunately a mistake. What that was last season, those were the final drivers in the league championship. So that means nothing in this race, so we apologize for that. We will get that fixed for next recruitment race. But you can see all these cars coming down the backstretch here. And so far, so good. Not too bad. Typically, when you have this many cars on the track and a lot of new drivers out there that don't really know each other that well, you'll get a little bit of craziness here pretty quickly. But it doesn't look like we've had any issues so far. So let's keep that up. And Jason Meeks will bring us around, and he has led every lap so far. He is looking like a really well-oiled machine out there. He is looking like he's on a rail. He has already opened up a 1-second lead on second place, Bobby Brill. So we're going to go back just a little bit here. So looks like David Duke has passed Danny Dow for third position. David, a former crew chief. David Duke, a former crew chief in the old Busch series. So somebody that definitely knows his way around a racetrack. He loves doing these official races. Great driver. Love him. I love watching him in trucks. He's really good at that as well. So all sorts of stuff out there. Looking at the number 32 car on the screen, he is the number 14 on his car. That's Zachary Taylor. And he has moved up into the 6th position. So he is already up 7 positions from where he started. Nice young driver, really gung-ho. He's ready to go. And then Brian O'Shell looking on the inside in that Pit Viper car. He is going to take that spot away just for the time being, but I'm not sure Zachary Taylor. Oh, Zachary all the way up into the wall, just completely losing it. He just looked like he lost all the grip, getting all the way up into the wall. So he is going to drop all the way back down to 13th position. Let's move back to Brian O'Shell here. So Brian O'Shell in the number 54 car here, one of our better independent drivers last season. So we all have fun with him because he's got a mullet. He's got the Pit Vipers. He actually drives in the Pit Vipers during leagues. So when he's on his sim rig, he is actually driving in those Pit Vipers. So he has a lot of fun with that stuff. So it looks like on the inside, that's going to be Mark Brown in the 68 car, in the 68 Mountain Dew car. It looks a little bit similar to what Bobby Brill has on his car. So we're gonna have to kind of watch out for that. It's kind of a similar paint scheme. Let's go back a little bit further to some of the guys that we actually know and recognize here. So we're gonna go back to the number 46. This is Mike Lepicki in that Hooters number 46. So yeah, he was one of the best drivers in Season 1 of Mid-South Madness. Really great driver in Season 2. He had a lot of bad luck last year, but glad to see him back. Right in front of him, we got Greg Olnick. That's the number 31 car on his car, but number 25 on the scoreboard. So Greg Olnick, also another great driver there. He raced for Bronco Motorsports last season. But up front, Jason Meeks has opened it up to 1.7 seconds. He is just on a tear, not letting anybody catch him. Second place right now, Bobby Brill. He has opened up a half-second lead on Danny Dow in third. You can see the distance there up to Jason Meeks. And then there's Danny Dow in third. Danny Dow from Memphis, Tennessee. Huge Cowboys fan. He doesn't have a lot to cheer for this season, but great guy nonetheless. We enjoy poking fun at him a little bit. We're going to go back kind of a far away here. I'm going to go back to Danny Setzer. So Danny Setzer in the number 17 car here. He is a driver for Team SRN, Team Speed Racing Network. Really great dude. He is one of the admins in one of the other leagues that we're running here on Speed Racing Network in the virtual series. I believe he's going to be the admin of the Truck Series. And so be on the lookout for that. If you don't have any interest in the Xfinity League or the Cup League, you can get into the Truck League. There are requirements to get in. There are iRating requirements. So just kind of be on the lookout for that. But if you want more information on any of those leagues, go to speedracingnetwork.com, and there's all the information there. Or join us in our Discord channel because we've got almost 100 guys in there now, I think. So believe me, you can get plenty of information there. So kind of looking down the list here, we're starting to spread out a little bit. But we're going to take a look here at Mark Peeler in the number 18 car. There in that blue car on the outside. Looks like he's got a couple guys going down to the inside. Love that Exxon number 51 car there, so from Days of Thunder. Oh, Mark Peeler up into the wall a little bit. And again, these tires are going to give out really, really quick here. This is a tire eater track, so a huge track. And, man, it's a rough track, too. So got to save those tires. Looks like Jason Meeks and Bobby Brill up front are the best two at that right now. Jason Meeks has not wobbled at all. This guy is on a roll. And then Bobby Brill trying to track him down. Now, Bobby plays the long game, and that's really what we saw all last season. He is the one that he'll just sit out there, and then all of a sudden his car will come to life towards the end of a run. We are not anywhere close to the end of the run right now, so he's still got some time to make that car come alive. Taking a look at our biggest mover right now, up here in the number 31 car on the screen, the number 6 car on his car, that is Daniel Bowler, one of our finalists from last season. He has moved up 11 positions from the start. He started off in 17th position. He is up in 6th. So he is definitely a formidable opponent. And he is out there, Brian O'Shell, right behind him in that number 54 Pit Viper car. So a couple guys that raced against each other last season. We do have a yellow flag on the track. Looks like we got some wrecking going on down here. And we're going to take a look and see. I believe that's Larry Eddy, Sean Taylor, and Matthew Almany. We're going to take a look and find out what happened there. We're going to go to our very first wreck replay by Dent Wizard. I don't even know if Dent Wizard knew that we were going to do this time. So we're going to take a look at these cars as they're coming around. And it looks like, yeah, just a little bit of action. Just one car gets into another, and that's about it. So we're going to go back and take another look at it. Find out what happened from that number 24's perspective. I believe that's Matthew Almany in the number 24. So we're going to see what happened from his perspective, I believe. Take a look. Oh, and Almany it looks like he got a little bit loose and just got up into the number 19 there. That's Larry Eddy in the number 19 car. And then you have Sean Taylor in the 304. So Sean Taylor was just in the wrong place, wrong time there. But it looked like Matthew Almany just got a little bit loose. We're going to look at that one last time here. And as they're coming off of turns 1 and 2, and you can see, it looks like Larry kind of dips down a little bit. And it looks like a little bit of net coating is probably what that was. That may have been all that it was. So just a little bit of net coating because they just kind of turned right pretty quickly. So we will all get into the pits now. One car stays out. It looks like Daniel Keith is going to stay out there. So Daniel Keith, one of the guys instrumental in there's another series, a weekly Super Series league that Daniel Keith is running. And so if you're interested in a really fun format, this is a great format where you have qualifying races during the week or league races during the week, and then you have a playoff race towards the end of the week, and then you have a championship race for that week or for that season, quote unquote season. There on Sunday, I believe. So definitely check out that league, the Weekly Super Series League. So Daniel Keith, really great guy. We're excited to broadcast for him his finale. So his championship race, we will be broadcasting that as well. So great to see him out there on the track. I've actually never seen him drive, and so we're having some fun there on that. But good to see a lot of these guys again, man. It's like I said, it's been a couple weeks, and when you deal with a bunch of guys for 18 to 20 weeks, you really get to know everybody, and you become really good friends with them. So it's really fun to see all these guys doing what they're doing out here. So again, 33 cars are what started off here. It doesn't look like anybody is going to be a lap down. It looks like everybody's going to be on the lead lap still once we get back started. But Daniel Keith will be our leader, and Bobby Brill looks like he got a little bit of positions under that caution, or a little bit of a position under that caution, so he will start in second. David Duke in third. Jason Meeks, who has led most of this race already, will start in fourth. So we do have the 1 to go signal. We are coming around, kind of going down the list here a little bit. So introduce you to a few of the guys that we haven't talked about. We did talk about Daniel Bowdler a little bit there in the number 6 car. We talked about Brian O'Shell there in the Pit Viper car. Greg Olnick, we talked just very briefly about a really great driver. I believe he's going to be racing for Rev Racing this season. So he was with Bronco Motorsports last season. He will be with Rev Racing this time around. Devin Zimmerman, so one of the I love that car. That's a good-looking car there. But he actually drove for Tank Racing last season. I think they're going to rebrand this year. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. So Wayne Rayburn, out here in the number 12 Amazon Prime car. So good to see him again. And I believe we're about to get right back to it. So let's get back up front as Daniel Keith is going to get this restart. And the pace car dips off. And Daniel Keith will get us restarted. And, he did not get a good restart at all. Bobby Brill takes off like a shot. And Bobby will get up there and take the lead on the outside. The green flag did wave, so that's not going to be a penalty. And so Bobby Brill up in first place, being tracked closely by Jason Meeks. Jason Meeks going to the outside, trying to take that position away, and he will up on the top side. So huge run for Jason Meeks, and he is right back to where he is comfortable, which is all the way up front. And look at this. He's already opened up a half-second lead off of one turn. Absolutely incredible move by Jason Meeks there on that restart. So back behind him, you got a little bit of a battle going on. So Danny Dow and Bobby Brill side by side. Then you got a bunch of guys just wanting it behind them. So Danny Dow's going to stay there on the outside. Bobby Brill getting a little bit of a push from Daniel Bowdler there. And now Danny will settle into the second position. And Bobby will have to track him down. So right in the middle of all these guys from Mid-South Madness last year, we got Mark Brown in the number 68 car. So holding his own up there in his Mountain Dew car, trying to track down Daniel Bowdler. So you got a couple guys that are kind of new, and Bobby Brill dropping down. He's going into the pits. I'm not really sure what happened there. Not really sure why he's going into the pits. So hopefully everything's all right with Bobby Brill. So that is last season's champion. I'm wondering, is he serving a drive-through penalty for some reason? I'm not really... No, he's actually going into the pits, it looks like. So not really sure what happened there with Bobby. But we'll get right back to it. Jason Meeks out front by over a second. Back there behind him, Danny Dow has a 0.4 of a second lead over his buddy, Daniel Bowdler. So out of the top three, two of those were Mid-South Madness drivers. Then you have Mark Brown there in fourth position as well. Go all the way back to Kyle Wimble here in the number 6 car. Again, the 6 car that's on the screen I want to say that's the 51 car. Yeah, that's that 51 Exxon car out there on the track. So, again, we haven't really gotten all the numbers figured out for the recruitment races yet. So, it's going to be kind of confusing because the 6 car is usually Daniel Bowler, and now Daniel Bowler's the 31, and it's just a mess. But right behind him, the 33 car, which is actually the number 20 car on your screen. This is what I'm talking about. That's Devin Zimmerman. Oh, we got a little bit of slide going on. Who is down there on the apron? That's Aaron Gerwitz in the number 9. Down there on the apron. Looks like he gets it going again, but he is going to fall back. Aaron Gerwitz, one of the all-stars from Rev Racing, so glad to have him and his team. I believe they're going to have a team in all 3 series. And so they're going to be very, very good this year. So they're holding their own recruiting races and building their team up. But I've seen some of the names that they've already got installed into their teams, and they are extremely good. So get ready to see Rev Racing try to take that title this year. Going back a little further, another guy from Mid-South Madness last season. So Justin Kruckman here in the number 4 car. Love seeing him out there. He is a fantastic chef. So just if anybody wants any good food, look up Justin Kruckman, man. He is absolutely incredible. We love having him out there. I love talking to him just in the meantime. Just a really good guy, good classic guy. Now, Daniel Keith, who restarted first, he is all the way back in 30th position now. So something happened on that restart, and it was not good. So he is all the way back. He's still in the lead lap, but he's going to need some help. Bobby Brill is the only car a lap down. That is not what we're used to seeing from Bobby. So maybe that's a strategy. I'm not really sure what caused him to go into the pits there, but he is back in 33rd, which is last position. Jason Meeks starting to catch up to some lap traffic. I believe that's going to be Dustin Buck that he's coming up on in the number 34 car. So we'll keep an eye on that. But back behind him, Mark Brown in the number 68 car. He is tracking down Daniel Bowler in that number 6 on the screen, number 31 on the scoreboard. And can't quite get him right there, but he is definitely working hard on it. Let's take a look and see how close Jason Meeks is. There he is. So Jason Meeks easing up on Dustin Buck. He's going to go down to the inside, and he is going to put Dustin Buck a lap down. You can see a little bit of smoke off that corner. I believe that's just Danny Dow. Danny Dow is smoking a little bit because he's cutting in and out. So that is courtesy of some internet issues there. So we talked about him a little bit earlier. Zachary Taylor here in the number 32 car number 32 car on the scoreboard, number 14 car on the screen. He is up in 11th position. Again, biggest mover so far, Daniel Bowler up there in the 3rd position in that number 6 car on the car, number 31 on the screen, on the scoreboard. But it looks like Mark Brown is going to try to take him on the outside. David Duke's going to follow Mark Brown through. And it looks like Mark might get a little bit of a run here. And you see Danny Dow still blinking out there. And we do have another yellow flag. Looks like we got some more wrecking going on. Oh, and it looks like, is that Kyle Wimble? Yes, that's Kyle Wimble in the number 51. Exxon is actually the number 6 car on the scoreboard. So, yes, he is spun. He's going to try to get back to the pits, I do believe. So, we're going to go back and take a look and see what happened there with another wreck replay by Dent Wizard. And it looks like there's a little bit of contact going on. So we're going to take a look and see who this is. But I believe he's going to get a little bit of help. Right, yeah, you can see the contact happen. So we're going to back it up a little bit, take another look. So that's the number 43 car I'm going to have to go back and figure out who that is. That's Craig Lerman, I believe. So Craig Lerman gets into the back of Kyle Wimble and spins him. So we go under yellow once again. And we're going to see how many people actually take their opportunity here to get back down into the pits. It hasn't been that long. Now, Dustin Buck was the first one a lap down, I believe, so he should get the lucky dog. Kyle Wimble coming down into the pits as we speak. So it's been a good 12, 13 laps. So I believe everybody will come down pit road and get this. There are no tire limits, so tires are free. So come on down and get them. Especially this early in the race. No sense in going down on old tires right now. So everybody diving into the pits. And you can see Kyle Wimble getting back out there on the track. But Jason Meeks has really put on a show already today. So I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the time here and where he lands here in Speed Racing Network Virtual Series. So once again, while we're waiting for everybody to kind of get settled back out there on the track, you'll see Jason Meeks gets out of the pits in first still. And it looks like Daniel Bowler will take the second position. Danny Dow in third, David Duke in fourth, coming off of pit road. So while that's going on, let's go back and take a look. So this is the recruiting series for the Speed Racing Network Xfinity Series. So the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series is all three leagues together. This is the Xfinity portion of it. And so basically, if you get into this race and you win this race, then you're going to get a free entry into one of the weeks of the Xfinity League. And so that's what these guys are fighting for right now. It's a $10 per week entry fee for the Xfinity League. And just keep in mind, though, with that $10, you have a chance to win $500 first place for the entire season. But we also do weekly payouts as well. So if you, let's say you win one of the weeks, not only do you get the points for that week, but you also get a payout that week, and then you can still come back and race for that $500 later. And so 20-week season, you do get to drop 3 weeks, so don't worry if you have to miss a couple weeks. We get it, man. Life happens. That's the way it works. So we'd love to have everybody out here. Just kind of keep in mind that races begin at 9 p.m. Central Time. For this, and this is on Thursdays. So 9 p.m. Central Time, qualifying at 8:50 Central Time. Practice begins at 7:30 Central Time. So plenty of time to practice out there on the track, plenty of time to get out there. We do still have some teams that have some driver positions available. So definitely get out here and join us if you are not already. For those 10 viewers out there that are in there, drop us a line in the chat, say hello, so we know who you are and all that stuff. So love talking with the people that are out there in the chat. If you're watching these guys, they're already putting on a little bit of a show, especially that Jason Meeks out there. He has really pulled away. Let's see if anybody can track him down. So once again, here at Michigan, a 2-mile track. So one of the I believe there's only 2 2-mile tracks out there, and I love those tracks because they're so big, they're so wide. You can make mistakes and it doesn't ruin your day. So this is one of those fun tracks for me, at least, because there's just so much room out there. You do get a lot of green flag racing. Of course, you got to remember, we got 33 guys out on the track. There's going to be wrecks. There's only been 2 so far, so pretty good on everybody. But pace car dives off. Jason Meeks, he gets the restart. And he takes off. Daniel Bowler actually got a really good restart there. So I think he got a little bit of a nudge from David Duke there as well. And so Daniel Bowler diving down to the inside. But Jason Meeks, just like he's done on every restart, really, just starts to break away a little bit. So already 0.3 of a second. That guy's quick. Oh, we already have a yellow flag. And that's Justin Kruckman. Justin Kruckman down in the inside wall. We're going to go find out what happened. I believe Daniel Keith was involved as well. Not 100% sure on that. We'll have to take a look. Yeah, it looks like his rear end's got a lot of damage there. So we're going to go back and take a look and find out what happened with these guys. And you're going to see, I believe that's Wimble again. And Daniel Keith and Justin Kruckman just get into each other there on the exit of the corner. And Daniel Keith starts spinning. Wimble, once again, kind of out of control there a little bit. Let's go back and find out what happened with Kruckman especially. It looks like, he and Daniel Keith were just kind of going for the same spot at the same time. And Kruckman into the inside wall, so he's going to have to use a fast repair if he has not already. Daniel Keith, same thing. He's going to definitely have to use a fast repair after that. So got a little bit more damage. So with our third caution. Bruce Amsden out in the chat says, just got on a team in the truck series. Congratulations, Bruce. Man, it is good to have you out there. We are going to have a fun time in that truck series. $300 first place in that series. So $300 first place in the truck series, $500 first place in the Xfinity series, $1,000 first place in the Cup series. So definitely get out there, man. And Timothy Latham out there in the chat as well. He says, you know who I am. Oh, yeah, I know exactly who Timothy Latham is. He's going to be driving in the Cup Series, and the team that they have put together in the Cup Series is just absolutely sick. And so just a really, really great team. I cannot wait to see that league. That league is going to be absolutely insane. If I remember correctly, it's going to be Brandon Browning, Timothy Latham, Oscar Jensen, Landon Lacey, and Kyle Spees. So a fantastic team out there. Kyle Wimble out there in the chat, and he's having some bad luck tonight, and he understands that. Yeah, it happens, Kyle. Definitely happens. But hey, man, stick with us. We're going to have a great time this year, and things do get better. We noticed last season, the first 5 or 6 races, people were getting used to each other. There were definitely some cautions, but as we got further into the season, people got used to each other a little bit more, learned how to drive with each other a little bit more, and the races became super clean. And so we had a lot of really good races at the end of the season. So stick with us, man. Come on in and definitely stay with us for the entire season. You're going to have a great time, I promise. Brad Williams saying, thanks for broadcasting. Thanks, Brad. The truth is that I love broadcasting anyway. This is not something that we had planned even up until 30 minutes before the broadcast. I was truthfully bored tonight. I got my daughter to go to bed a little bit early, and so I asked Adam Pettit if I could broadcast tonight just for the heck of it, just for fun, and so we will be broadcasting all of these races for Xfinity and for the Cup Series. So both of those series will be broadcast 100% by Speed Racing Network, and so we just kind of wanted to get in here and see some of the new drivers, see kind of what we're going to be looking at this season, and so far we are loving what we see. So a lot of great drivers out there. Jason Meeks just absolutely dominating so far tonight. But one thing that we have learned in past seasons is that just because you dominate the first 74 laps of a race does not mean that you win lap 75. And so we will find out what happens. So here we are on lap 31, almost to halfway, and we are under our third caution of the night. And in an interesting move, I think Adam Pettit must have accidentally, hit his mouse or something like that, because he is showing as a car on the track for just a brief moment there. So that is Adam Pettit. He is going to be the league admin of this league. And as we come around turns 3 and 4, Jason Meeks gets the restart once again. Daniel Bowler on his outside. Danny Dow right behind him. Jason Meeks gets a great restart. Danny Dow not too far off of him, but man, Jason Meeks he's got like a rocket booster or something going on because he just pulls away so quickly. So he just pulls away by 0.4 of a second, just like last time around. So there is your gap between first and second place. Just a nice, clean number 22 Chevy there. But back behind, we got a little bit of a race here for second place. So you got Danny Dow on the inside. You got Daniel Bowler on the outside. And Mark Brown just waiting patiently right there. And another yellow flag. I believe we've got, Jeffrey Cooper off the racetrack. So, and I'm not really sure. I believe Justin Kruckman may have been involved. Yeah, oh, wow. Justin Kruckman is on his top. So, and I believe he probably already used a fast repair. So that may just end his night. So he is going to have to use a tow to get back. We're going to find out what happened there. Anytime somebody ends up on their top, it is not a good thing. So these two are racing in the back. Nobody else around, really. So kind of interesting that this happened. Oh, and it looks like Justin kind of blinked out a little bit, and then they just get up into each other, and again they just blink out. So not really sure what happened. I'm going to go back and try to see that from. Yeah, that's. Whew. Let's go back and see this from Jeffrey Cooper's perspective. Maybe it won't blink out on us. Yeah, I mean, both of them blink out. So and then all of a sudden he just reappears. So not really sure what happened there. Kind of an interesting deal. So they are definitely going to be in some trouble as far as getting back out there on the track. So I wish we had more for you, but sometimes with technology, it just kind of blinks out, and that's about it. Kruckman is going to be in the pits for quite a while on that one, I do believe. So back out there on the track, I mean, everybody pitted on lap 25, and so the question is, do you pit again here? And it looks like people, we've got some differing pit strategies for the first time. So David Duke, the first one coming down pit road, Zachary Taylor right behind him. We're going to have quite a few come down pit road. Might not be a bad idea. I know it's only 10 laps since we last pitted, and most of those have been under caution, but David Duke is playing a strategy move here, trying to get those fresh tires, trying to be that first one out of the pits on those fresh tires so he can get a good run on these guys that stayed out. So once again, 75 laps here. And I believe we got a couple guys taking 2 tires. So Aaron Gerwitz, Brian O'Shell taking 2 tires. So interesting moves here. So it will be Aaron Gerwitz will be the first car that pitted on this lap out there. Now, another guy out there looks like, I believe he's going to go back. So Dustin Buck, he actually pitted on lap 33, but I think he's going to have to allow some of these cars to go by. So Aaron Gerwitz will be the first car with brand new tires. And so his tires are going to be about 9 laps better, 9 laps newer than everybody in front of him. And let's just see if he can weave his way through everybody. But he's going to have a lot of work to do because Jason Meeks, once again, has just been all over it today. Again, just kind of looking down the list. Just kind of looking down the list here and seeing who else we know. And, man, so many new guys out here. So, really great to see all these new guys. So we're going to take a little bit of a closer look as we go down the backstretch here. So there's Jason Meeks in the number 22 card. Danny Dow going, well, sneaking up behind the pace car there. So can't really see too much there. Daniel Bowdler in the number 6 car on the car, but the number 31 car on the scoreboard. Mark Brown out here in the number 68 car. He's been up front most of the time there. William Brown, name that we haven't mentioned yet, in the number 88 on his car, the number 35 on the scoreboard. So great to see a new face up there as well. And then on the outside there, in the number 20 on the scoreboard, but the number 33 on his car, that is Devin Zimmerman. So that is your top 6 as it sits right now. And we're going to come around once again for Jason Meeks to restart us. And we'll see if he can get another fantastic restart. He has gotten them all night long already. Oh, we got something going on back there. I'm not really sure what happened a little bit further back. We're going to have to take a look at that a little bit later. As Jason Meeks takes that green flag, we got a little bit of a pile up back towards the back of the pack. Daniel Bowdler down on the inside. And he is going to take that second position for the time being, but Danny Dow is going to get a great run on the outside and retain his position. Meeks didn't get nearly as far away this time as he did last time, but he's already gaining on the field. So once that field gets lined up, it'll help them out a little bit. But Danny Dow takes that second position. You can see the gap there between first and second place already. Again, half a second. It just doesn't take long for Meeks to get out there in front of everybody. So biggest mover right now is William Brown here in the number 35 car. It's actually number 88 on his car, the number 35 on the screen. He started in the 24th position, and here he is sitting in 4th. And so that is what some strategy will do for you. So great driving by William Brown. He is going to drop down to the 5th position here, but that's all right, man. Great drive so far. And it looks like Justin Kruckman has pulled his car off the track. I believe Jeffrey Cooper has pulled his car off the track as well. We're going to go back and see Alan Wernicke here, back here with this cluster of cars. So Wernicke in the number 72 Mountain Dew car. A lot of Mountain Dew cars out there. And he is trying to track down Matthew Almany in the number 24 car. So Allen started in the 8th position. He is in 9th currently. So he's just kind of biding his time there in that 8th to 10th place range. Back behind him, you got Greg Olnick for Rev Racing this season. So can't wait to see what we get out of him this season. He had some great races last season in Mid-South Madness Season 2. So we will see what he does this season for Rev Racing. Trying to find some close racing back here. So Zachary Taylor there on the inside. And these 4 guys are the closest guys on the track right now. And it looks like Zachary Taylor just trying to get a little push going for Alan Wernicke there. And we're almost 3 wide. Not quite. It looks like David Duke kind of went off the track. It looks like he is going to be in the pits. So not really sure what happened to David Duke there. We may get a chance to go back and find that out shortly. In fact, really quick, let's go back and take a look. Yeah, oh, it looks like he just gets turned. And he gets turned into the pits, which that will be, I'm not really sure if that's going to be a penalty or not, but he had to take the tow. So he will tow into the pit lane. So that might end his night as well. Yeah, but it looks like he has pulled his car off the track as well. So we are down to, I believe, 30 drivers. still out there on the track. Jason Meeks still up front by about 3/4 of a second over Danny Dow. So Danny Dow, again, the winner of Mid-South Madness Season 1 and one of the playoff drivers for Season 2 as well. So fantastic driver. He is also one of his teammates, I believe, is going to be his son, Troy Dow. And so really a great pair of drivers there. They had a couple of wins during Mid-South Madness Season 2, and both of them made the playoffs. So be on the lookout for them. I believe they will both be driving for Rev Racing this season. But I think as one little final dig, I think he is driving that Team SRN car one more time just for Team SRN owner and Speed Racing Network chairman Jason Tripp to see that Speed Racing Network car out there again. Looking back a little bit further, in that number 17, Danny Setzer in the 15th position. He has moved up 12 positions from where he started. He started in the 27th position, and he is on the move. He's right there with Bobby Brill. And so Bobby Brill, after going into the pits kind of at a weird moment, Bobby back on the lead lap. And so Bobby is up in 14th position. Danny racing with him. Bobby's actually going to go down and try to take... Actually, he will take the 13th position away from Brad Williams. A little bit more movement back here. Got Wayne Rayburn in the Amazon Prime car, the number 12 there. And then on his inside, Kyle Wimble in the number 6 on the scoreboard. I believe that's the number 51 car on the car, though. So he's had a little bit of trouble tonight, but he is still on the lead lap. So Kyle Wimble's still in this thing. So the front three have really kind of spaced themselves out a little bit, so we'll show you those. Looks like Daniel Ballard trying to make a little bit of a run on Danny Dow, but not going to be able to complete that just yet. But here's a familiar face up towards the top 10. Mike Lepicki up in 9th position, battling with Greg Olnick from Rev Racing there in the 8th position. So familiar foes. They both raced in Mid-South Madness Season 2. Mike Lepicki raced in Season 1 as well. So Mike was, I believe he took 2nd place in Season 1 of Mid-South Madness. So a really great driver. Just last season didn't really have a lot of luck. But this season looking to turn it around here at the Xfinity cars. Looks like Mark Peeler is going to go down to the inside. He is going to take away the 9th position away from Mike Lepicki. As everybody's starting to kind of settle down a little bit. Still have 28 laps to go. Probably going to have to take at least one more pit stop here before the end of this race. Don't think anybody's got enough fuel to make it the entire way. Mike Lepicki's teammate, Derek Da Silva, back here in the number 5 car. And so Derek, again, very great driver. That entire team was phenomenal. Just had some really bad luck. Derek ended up really kind of far down in the standings compared to where he really should have been. He is one of those great drivers that just didn't have a good year. So he is looking to rebound, and I think he'll do it. I think he'll have a great season this season. So watch out for him to have a breakout year. Up front, you got Danny Dow battling with Jason Meeks. Trying to get the lead away from him. Can't quite make it. Mark Brown taking the 3rd position away from Daniel Badler. So a little bit of a shuffle going on towards the front here. This is the closest that anybody has been to Jason Meeks all night. And now Mark Brown trying to track down Danny Dow. So a little bit of action up towards the front. A little bit more than we've seen all night long. And the first car on the track right now, moving into 4th position, Zachary Taylor. He has fresher tires than any of these top 3, so he moves into 4th position. Oh, no, Zachary Taylor sideways. And he saves it. Phenomenal save by Zachary Taylor. And once again, Danny Dow trying to go down to the inside, trying to take this spot away. Drives a little bit deep. Runs Jason Meeks up the track a little bit. Got a little bit sketchy there. Nobody really has taken this lead yet. Side by side, they touch. And Danny Dow is going to take the lead just for the moment. Again, moving up that track a little bit. Really great side-by-side racing here. And the person with the best seat in the house is Mark Brown, who is back there in third position. And it looks like Danny Dow will finally clear Jason Meeks. So for the first time, really, somebody has taken the lead away from Jason Meeks tonight. Now Mark Brown going down to the inside. And he's got a little bit of an opportunity here as well. So he's looking to take that first spot away from Danny Dow. So Danny, once again, champion of Mid-South Madness Season 1 in that Silverback Tax Solutions car. Oh, Jason Meeks kind of gets a little bit all over the place there. So he's going to move back just a hair. And so Mark Brown and Danny Dow, for the time being, are safe in 1 and 2 right now. We're going to keep an eye on this race for just a little while. I know there's a little bit closer racing back towards the back a little bit further, but we want to see how this one develops. We got 24 laps to go. And we are down to 25 cars on the lead lap. So here in Michigan, you can get spaced out really well, and you can see how spaced out they are back a little bit further. So this is a really good race up front for this first position. So we will see if Danny Dow can hold on to it. He does have experience being in the front of the pack, so don't look past that at all. Got Devin Zimmerman trying to poke his nose in here. And so he is going to move up into the third position, passing Jason Meeks as well. Not sure if something's wrong with Jason Meeks' car or what. We have not seen him get passed by people all night long. So could be an issue with the car. In fact, we will take just a quick look. Not seeing a lot of damage here. Didn't really get any good views of any damage, so and that is the battle for the lead. Got a little bit of cutting and moving back here between Zachary Taylor, Jason Meeks, and Devin Zimmerman. Daniel Bowdler looks like he's coming back onto the track from pitting on lap 52. So Daniel Bowdler going ahead and getting that green flag pit stop, thinking that this thing might go green. He's going to take that pit a little bit early so he can get those fresh tires and get out there and get some distance on some people. Got a little bit of a touch back there between Zachary Taylor and Jason Meeks. Jason's going to let him go by. And now these two, Devin Zimmerman and Zachary Taylor, they're going to be teammates this season, I believe, in the Xfinity League. So got to be on the lookout for them. I believe that's where they're going to land. I'm not sure they have come up with a name yet. At one point I heard that it was Hammer Down Racing or Hammer Down Motorsports. Not really sure if that's changed or not. You can see Daniel Bowdler just passing them with ease with those brand new tires. So he's going to try to get that lap back the hard way as he comes up on Mark Brown in the number 68. And he passes the leader. So Daniel Bowdler back on the lead lap the hard way. So right now he is in great position because a lot of these guys are going to have to lap or pit. Jason Meeks driving into the pits right now. So I think this is going to be his chance to get this thing done, getting in there. So Aaron Gerwitz also in the pits, a few others in the pits as well. So we've got a lot of guys pitting now for the last time of this race, thinking that this thing might go green just because of how spread out everybody is out there on the track. And like I said, that's what I love about Michigan is people can get spread out. You got plenty of room to play, and then these green flag pit stops come into play, and so it's more strategy than just driving. You have to drive and strategize at the same time. So we're going to see how this thing plays out. Looks like Danny Dow going to slow it down, and he is going to come into the pits. And Zachary Taylor, he slowed it down a little bit quicker and got to the pits right before Danny Dow. So a little bit of a move on his part as well. So Mark Peeler is going to inherit the lead here in the number 18 car. And that is Danny Setzer in the number 17. Now, Danny has already pitted, and so he is going to take over, or he is going to pass Mark Peeler pretty easily. Mark Peeler into the wall, so that's going to slow him down dramatically. So he is going to have to pit here shortly as well. Brad Williams back here in the number 30 car. He hasn't pitted since lap 25. And so he has got some serious wear on those tires. But he is showing in the second position right now in that Wounded Warrior Camaro there. So we certainly appreciate anyone's service that is out there on the track. And not just anyone's service that's out on the track, but anyone that is watching. We certainly appreciate your service and keeping us safe. So a lot of cars coming back out on the track now. Mark Peeler still leading, coming around. He's going to go down kind of to the inside, let Brad Williams pass. So Brad Williams is going to take the lead now. And so the question is, when are these guys going to pit? Kyle Wimble and Wayne Rayburn Jr. Pitting up in there as well. So basically we got about six guys that have not pitted. It looks like Brad Williams will come into the pits right now. Looks like Mark Peeler tried to get into the pits and missed it. And so he is going to fall back. Ralph Cooper, now in the number 37 car, is going to take the lead in that number 37 Xbox car. He is going to take the lead. And so in second place, and scoring in second place right now, Brian O'Shell in that number 54 Pit Viper car. So be on the lookout for him. But Ralph Cooper currently leading, has not pitted since lap 34. He, Brian O'Shell, and Mark Peeler all pitted on lap 34. So they're going to have to pit here shortly unless they're trying to just stretch this thing super far. I'm not sure anybody can go 41 laps, though, especially not here in Michigan. I don't think your tires will hold up. And so he's got about a 2.5 second gap on second place. Mark Peeler finally getting into the pits after missing the first time around. And now we're going to see all the strategies. We're going to see how everything shakes out. I think the longer that Mark and or that Ralph Cooper and Brian O'Shell stay out here, I think it's a disservice to them unless I don't even know if it's unless there's a caution. I think if a caution comes out right now, it may actually help them. I don't know, maybe not. But anyway, Ralph Cooper comes in. Brian O'Shell now in the Pit Viper car. He says he wants he wants some TV time. Here you go, Brian O'Shell. Here's your TV time in the Pit Viper car. He is out there showing out, having a good time with it. Here, I'll even give you the driver perspective. There you go. That is Brian O'Shell right there. So, Brian, always fun to have you, man. We just like poking some fun at you. But having a great drive right now. Next car, so second place right now is showing us Daniel Bowdler. He is 19 seconds behind Brian O'Shell. So Brian has 15 laps to go. I'm not sure if he's going to try to stretch this thing or not. It wouldn't shock me if he tried. Brian is just kind of that all-or-nothing type of driver. So you never know. We might see that happen. But Daniel Bowdler is gaining about a second per lap on him. In fact, we will pull up what he's looking like here. And actually, it's almost 2 seconds a lap. So Bowdler is gaining on him extremely quickly. So even if O'Shell was thinking about staying out, he's only got about 9 laps before Daniel Bowdler gets there. And then Jason Meeks there on the inside trying to take that second position away, and he will. So again, Jason Meeks has been on a rail all night long. Had a little bit of a struggle there on that last stint, but he looks to be right back in it. But back up front, Brian O'Shell still going. So I kind of think that if he was going to pit, then he would have done it right there. And so I think that Brian might be gunning for this. And I mean, look how fast Ralph Cooper is catching him there on those new tires. I want to say that O'Shell is trying to save here. In fact, we'll go into the cockpit here. I mean, he is definitely babying that thing. Yeah, he is absolutely babying that thing. I think O'Shell's going for this. I don't think he's going to have the lead that he needs to have in order to do it. So Jason Meeks still 14 seconds behind Brian O'Shell. Again, we'll bring up the lap times here so you can see. So again, about 2 seconds per lap is what they're catching O'Shell with. So it's 14 seconds as of right now is the difference. And so we will see how it looks here in in just a lap or so. But now after just half a lap, now it's down to 13 seconds. So yeah, it's 2 seconds per lap. So O'Shell trying to get this thing done. Out there in the chat, Brandon Browning, man, my broadcast partner, Brandon Superman Brand Browning, he is out there saying, I love some Daniel Bowler. And yeah, man, we love watching Daniel Bowler. He is just one of those guys that we just like to see out there on the track getting the job done. But O'Shell doing everything he can to keep that car out there. 11 laps to go. And he's going to need a little bit of luck or a little bit of fuel. So he's going to need one of those two things. Those tires just aren't going to do it for him. He is going to come into the pits now. So 11 laps to go. O'Shell is going to come into the pits. And that's likely going to put him down quite a bit once he comes out. Jason Meeks now with a 1 second lead over Zachary Taylor. Not really sure what happened to Daniel Bowler there. Daniel, a little bit older, a little bit, 3 or 4 laps older than Jason Meeks and Zachary Taylor. So got to kind of be aware of that. So he's probably fallen back a little ways because of that. But Jason Meeks right now with a 1 second lead over Zachary Taylor. And Zachary, we've called his name a few times this race. So he's going to try to track down Jason. And it looks like he's doing a good job of it. It looks like he's starting to catch up just a hair. We'll take a look. Yeah, he's catching up about 0.3 of a second per lap. And at that rate, he's going to catch him in about 3 laps. So from Hammer Down Motorsports. So let's take a look and see how he does. And these are just a couple guys. Man, they know how to get around this track. And there you go, 0.4 of a second on that last lap is what Zachary Taylor caught up. So he is definitely on the move. We're going to keep an eye on that race. And out there in the chat, Brandon Browning, got to ask honestly, what is the biggest surprise team you've seen put together so far? Honestly, Brandon, and Timothy answered it for me. It's your team, dude. I mean, that is one of those teams where I never thought in a million years I would see all 5 of those guys get together on one single team, and it actually struck. It put fear in some people when they saw those 5 names. So we will see how that works out for you guys in the Cup Series. Again, $1,000 first place on the line in the Cup Series. So we will find out what happens there. Zachary Taylor still trying to track down Jason Meeks. He has cut it to 0.4 of a second, and he is about to start catching that draft a little bit. So now 0.3. So it gets closer and closer, and they have put a little bit of distance on Danny Dow. So it's going to come down to these 2 cars unless something else happens on the track. So 7 laps to go. And we're just going to keep an eye on these 2. I know there's a lot of racing going on behind us. Actually, it's kind of gotten spaced out back there a little bit. So we've got a few cars switching positions, but nothing major. But this is your race. Out there in the chat, once again, Brandon Browning saying those are the best drivers I know. Dream teammates, if I'm honest. Yeah, we made a little joke once we saw that, Brandon, that it was those 4 guys and then you, and we tried to figure out what exactly you did to get that lucky to have all 4 of those guys on that team. So looking forward to seeing you race, man. It's always fun to broadcast with you, but it's even more fun to watch you race out there on the track. All right, Zachary Taylor has caught up to Jason Meeks. So now he's got 6 laps to figure out how to get past him. And right then, I mean, Meeks just kind of pulled away a little bit on that one. So got to kind of keep an eye on the distance here. It keeps getting close and then falling back away. So but now he's kind of getting up into his draft. So can Jason Meeks, who has led most of this race, especially the first portion of this race, he led by a lot. Let's see if he can hold off Zachary Taylor for 5 more laps is all it takes. So the winner of this gets an entry into the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series Xfinity race of their choice. So it's a $10 entry. And so one of these guys is going to get into that first race probably without paying a dime. And then if they do well in that first race, then, I mean, it could pay for the rest of their season. So out there in the chat, did Taylor use up his tires just to catch up to Meeks? I believe he did, but now he's going down to the inside trying to make that pass, but you can see Meeks has a good run on the outside. Meeks likes that outside. I think he's done really well there. But Taylor's side by side with him. And now he's going to tuck right back in, try to get a little bit of a draft, get into that corner. But I think you're right out there in the chat. I think he may have used up his tires. So he is going to have to find a way to get around him right here at the end. 4 laps to go, 3 laps to go now. So he's right there on that left rear fender. And then once again, going down to the inside, but just doesn't have the tires to make it stick. So Zachary Taylor's going to have to try something a little bit different here, because that inside just is not working right now. If it was earlier in the run, I think it would definitely work. But right now, I think he's lost a little bit of tires. So he's just going to hang on his back bumper. And might see a nudge here. I don't know. We'll find out really shortly. 2 laps to go. And nobody else close right now. Mark Brown is about 2 seconds behind these guys for 3rd place. So, and there you go. So Zachary Taylor pulls a slide job, gets out in front of him. And now can he hold on to it is the question. We've got a lap car coming up behind. So this is the number 19. That's Larry Eddy. So he's on newer tires, a little bit newer tires, not much newer. So not really sure how he's up there. But Zachary Taylor coming around, taking the white flag here at Michigan. So 1 more lap in this recruitment race. Let's see if anything happens. But Zachary seems to be pulling away a little bit. 0.2 of a second. Actually, no, Meeks is starting to pull him right back in. So great racing. Here we go. So coming down the backstretch. Oh, there it goes. Jason Meeks into the wall. That's going to end it for him. So Zachary Taylor has free sailing the rest of the way. Jason Meeks got into that wall. He fell all the way back. He might actually get passed for 2nd place as well. We'll find out here shortly on that. But Zachary Taylor, up into the wall himself. So Zachary Taylor coming across the finish line, winning the Michigan 150 recruitment race. Congratulations, Zachary Taylor. And so he is going to get an entry into the Xfinity race of his choice during the Speed Racing Network Virtual Series. Great race out there. A lot of fun to watch. Love seeing all the green flag laps out there. We did not have a yellow flag since lap about 32. So we had a nice little 43 lap green flag run there. So a lot of fun to see that, especially with 33 cars on the track to start off with. That is really great to see, guys. So good on everybody out there on the track. Congratulations. Great race. We will pull up the results here very shortly. We're going to skip the interviews for today, I'll tell you that. So just because it's just a recruitment race right now, we will definitely be interviewing these guys during the season. But we will watch as Zachary Taylor burns it down. And I have a feeling that is not the last time we're going to see Zachary Taylor in victory lane. Great drive for him. And then you can see his teammates back there. That's Mike Lepicki, and I believe that's Devin Zimmerman back there as well. And Derek DeSilva as well going to join them. So there is your team. And so they have SRM on the front of their cars, but I'm not really sure if that's going to be their team name or if they're going to change it to something else. Not really sure, but love those paint schemes for all those guys. They're having a great time with it. Let's pull up the results here. And so Zachary Taylor, and again, it was Hammer Down Motorsports the last time I checked that they may be changing that. So Zachary Taylor in first place, Jason Meeks in second after touching that wall on the last lap, Mark Brown in third, Danny Dow, Season 1 champion, he is in fourth, Daniel Bowler, one of the finalists last season for Season 2, in fifth, Bobby Brill, Season 2's champion, in sixth, William Brown in seventh, Devin Zimmerman, one of the finalists in Season 2, he is in eighth, Brad Williams in ninth. Aaron Gerwitz, not one of the finalists, but I think he was in the top 8 for Season 2. He is in 10th. Mike Lepicki, Season 1, second place. He is in 11th. Greg Olnick, fantastic driver from last season, up in 12th. Danny Setzer from Team SRN in 13th. Dustin Buck in 14th. Alan Wernicke in 15th. Kyle Wimble in 16th. After a really tough start for Kyle Wimble, brings it all the way back to 16th. So great drive for him. Daryl Cox in 17th. Ralph Cooper in 18th. Wayne Rayburn Jr. In 19th. And Derek DeSilva up in 20th. So great race. And just reminding everybody that what we have going on, so next, I'm sorry, on the 23rd. So on the 23rd, we are going to have another recruitment race. I do not have the track in front of me right now. They have not made me aware of what that track is, but that is Monday the 23rd. We're going to have another recruitment race, same time. So the race begins at 9 p.m., qualifying at 8:50, and the practice begins at 8. That's all Central Times. So free to get into the recruiting race. The winner will get a race entry fee for this series. So again, if you're out there watching and you have not joined one of our series, we're going to have the Truck League on Wednesday nights. We're going to have the Xfinity League on Thursday nights. We're going to have the Cup League on Sunday nights. So the Truck League, first place will be $300 at the end of the season, but we also have race-by-race payouts as well. Same thing with Xfinity, except it will be $500 for first place. We'll also have race-by-race payouts. And then finally, the Cup Series on Sunday nights will be $1,000 for first place and race-by-race payouts as well. So a lot of money changing hands this next season. I'll tell you, in Season 2 of Mid-South Madness, we paid out over $5,500 throughout the season. So there's a lot of money, and now we've got 3 leagues. And so we're going to be paying out probably close to 15 to 20 grand this season. So be on the lookout for that. Congratulations, Zachary Taylor, on a great win out there. And we will see everybody whenever we see you. So I'm not sure if we're going to be broadcasting some more of these things. Like I said, it was kind of a spur of the moment type of thing, but if we get a chance to broadcast some more of these recruitment races, we'd love to introduce you to some more of these guys. But if not, then we can't wait to see you guys the first week of January. We are going to be back. So the week of January 4th. So it'll be January 6th, January 7th, and January 10th will be the first races of each of the series. So definitely come back and join us. Can't wait to see you guys here. But for now, my name is Sean Griffith with Speed Racing Network. Everybody have a great night.